Alright, I believe we are live, and hopefully you guys are able to hear me right now if you're watching live or watching after the fact. Got a couple people in, it seems. And it looks like I set up the stream right. This is my first time streaming on YouTube, so I hope everything goes well. But, yeah, we're gonna be streaming some Minecraft. Surprise, surprise. Need to get my fan adjusted because things are set to heat up. Maybe. We'll see. This is gonna be a relaxing stream, so yeah. I really, excuse me. I really don't know what music I can and can't stream without getting in trouble, so I'm probably gonna leave it out for the most part. So once I figure out what's like extremely copywritten, yeah, I'm gonna keep the retro music a little on the downside. Besides, like what I did for the intro there. So yeah, I'm gonna be renovating my. Hopefully, I spelled that right in the title too. Renovating my very first survival Minecraft world, which is a project I've been working on, and I decided why not share it with my viewers. So I think Minecraft's up and ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and switch gears here really quick. That should stop the music. Everything should be ready to go, so let's switch over to Minecraft. And after I do that, it may be a second before it actually shows up. I know it could be wacky. There we go. It looks like we're going to be good. Let me just check the stream and make sure. This actually will help me understand the latency that the stream might have as well. So I plan on uploading this as long as everything goes smooth. So this will be available as a broadcast later. I'm going to let the world generate in really quick. This is a little bit of a bigger world. And it's a little bit of a mess. Okay, it looks like everything's in and we're good, so... yeah, this is my very first survival world, which I showed off in the short of pretty much the same name, to be honest. This is where it all began for me. I got my start on Minecraft Pocket Edition. However, as far as Java Minecraft goes, this is the very beginning. And it's actually really exciting, if you ask me, just because, well, I got a lot of memories in this world, so why wouldn't I hold it near and dear. Obviously, you can tell just from looking around that this is kind of in a state of disrepair, and there's random builds all over the place, and what the heck is that over there, you know? We'll get to all that here in a little bit, but here in a moment, this should all look familiar if you've been watching my shorts. But we're going to go ahead and start down here in the basement. I'll give a brief tour of what my base looks like, how it functions, and we'll start over here on the bed. But first, before that, I need to quickly hop over to... I'll actually leave Minecraft up so you guys can listen to the music, but I want to make sure that I don't have a bunch of things up in the background that could potentially slow down the stream, so... Of course, you gotta have Google open, but everything looks like, yeah, I think we're good. So, yeah, let's get started. This is my bedroom, and it's very straightforward, and I will explain why everything is so minimalistic here before long. But I gotta do a quick volume check really quick, though. The mic quality actually sounds a little different. I don't know if that has to do with the stream or what. But, again, first YouTube stream, so I'm used to Twitch. And I'm trying to kind of get away from Twitch. But anyways, this is my bedroom, and all I've got right now is a little bookshelf because, you know, you gotta flex that you have a leather and wood. A little bit of paper. I have my ender chest. I'm not really going to focus on this. Again, this world is so old, so it's filled with loot. I'll probably get accused of cheating and whatnot, but that's fine. This is the first banner pattern I ever made, so I stuck it on a shield, and I kind of keep that near and dear. These are my tridents. So this is the loyalty, channeling, impaling, like your general throwing trident. This is a random one that I apparently use quite a bit. These all have, or the ones that I use regularly are, they have mending on them. And then I think this is, yeah, this is the Riptide one. So basically, these are the two main ones I use. I still have my stuff from the ancient city, from where, yeah, I never emptied any of this stuff out, so I'm filled with loot. And also, I finished digging away a hill recently, so I have this in my inventory, so I'll have to clear that up. I got a couple of Elytras. I believe I used to have more. I probably died and lost some. So I have, like, this is my valuable shulker. These are most of my diamonds, I think, that I just have right now that aren't in diamond block form. Some emeralds. I actually traded quite a few of those recently. These are the enchanted golden apples that I have, and the last little bit of ancient debris and netherite scrap that I have on hand. I use ender pearls quite a bit, so yeah, you'll notice that. That's how I like to travel around. So we got that. This is the loot box, which is, well, loot. These are some of the totems of undying I have. I'm pretty sure there's some scattered around in other places as well. I got some ominous banners. Definitely not all the ones that I have, because those things are just too common. Then I recently got the music disc, which was cool. Whatever this is, it's... I think this is the one from the ancient city, right? It's got to be. Echo Shard, cool. I'm pretty sure I have that recovery compass in here too, right? Yeah, there we go. So, I got my Dragon's Breath. I don't really get that anymore. You know, I farmed a whole bunch when I went back in to kill the dragon a long time ago, and I've never gotten any more since. I got some, well, a ghast here. One of my beacons. I have a lot of beacons because I like fighting the Wither Java edition and insulting him. A couple of Hearts of the Sea from the update Aquatic, the totems, like I said, and a couple of mob heads I got using the channeling trident, which is actually really cool. This is the dragon heads, and I have plenty of Wither Skeleton skulls, so because sometimes it's nice to get coal from them, and I end up with a bunch of those, which is kind of like the reverse of what a lot of people want, but that's how I roll. Then we have this. This is the purple shulker, which I believe is just, yeah, it's a bunch of junk from when the bee update thing came out, and I had to go pretty far out to gather these things. So you know, all the general stuff that comes with that update. So there's that. Let's just throw a tool on the ground. This is just the dimension box, but this is just filled with obsidian and endstone. It's more or less like an end box because and you're gonna hear this a lot, this world is so old, and it gets all glitchy and stuff, and you have to tinker around with it to keep things running. I'm sure anybody who has an old Minecraft world on Bedrock or on Java knows this best, but it's best said that as the updates go and they change things about the game, even though they've been better about it recently, is yeah, things tend to get a little buggy, and the end is one of those, and pillars would just spawn like all over the place. It's a story best for another day, but the solution there was, oh, I'll just tear down the extra pillars that are now all over the landscape, but I ended up having to actually delete the end file and just load up a new one, which I hate having to do that, but I actually saved the OG file, so I have that somewhere on my old computer. And then, yeah, that's pretty much everything here. Some crying obsidian and a mending book. I actually lost my mending villager recently, so I need to get another one at some point, but not anytime soon. So that's my bedroom. And you'll see that this is a very basic design. This got renovated recently as well. The bedroom down here was, or not the bedroom, but the whole basement down here was completely different. And this is such a straightforward design that you will see showing up in the Minecraft or the Adventures in Minecraft series, where I go with these redstone lanterns because I think they make a really good lighting source, even if it's basic. Also, I went with nether brick and stone brick because this pays homage to a world that my friends and I had during COVID. We made a Minecraft world right when COVID started and we weren't in school anymore, and unfortunately because of bedrock it crashed. We lost everything, so the color scheme is paying homage to that house. And we got some andesite, or polished andesite that lines most of these rooms. I probably should put some here, but I'm a little lazy and I never got around to actually doing it in the rest of the rooms. I don't think any of the other rooms actually have it. Honestly, if I was smart, I probably would tear this up because I don't think it looks too great as a trim, but you know, it's my bedroom, it makes it stick out, so I'll leave it for now. There's the ladder up that we came down. This is the crafting room, which I actually like this design. It's super intuitive, I guess would be the word. Smokers. We got, what are these called? The blast furnaces. And then 2 rows of regular furnaces, so you have all the furnaces available. Stone cutter, grindstone, which is kind of inconveniently placed, but what are you going to do? Also, this is propped up on a stone brick stair, and then crafting right in the middle, so you can grab this from here, come here, craft. Oh, I gotta cut it, I'll come over here. Oh, I had something cooking in here, back over this way, you get the idea. 2 anvils, which it looks cool. I only ever use this one. And then my smithing table. I'm pretty sure that's all the main blocks that I use. I don't have stuff like the loom or the cartography table out because I quite literally never use them, and they're probably best suited for a future room instead of being crammed in that room. This is the most recent room. This is the storage area. I finally found out a way to make this happen, and yeah, everything. I'm in the process of organizing it because I just built it, and then that's when I started the Minecraft playthrough, so everything here got put on hold. These aren't done. This is my shulker ball, which is just full of shulkers, full of random stuff. And of course, a jukebox, so there's that. And then, so basically this side is for blocks, this side is for items. So, you get the idea. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for that room. And then finally we have the nether portal, which I originally was going to have a nether portal room, but this is simple and gets the job done, and it looks decent. And the blue fire, so it doesn't light this whole place up, it looks very subtle. But behind all these, I might as well kind of ruin the illusion for everybody, but this was the original nether portal room. It was this corridor led into here. The nether portal sat here. These are the stairs to get up from it from the front and the back. This giant imposing portal with soul sand in the walls. It's actually soul soil, which I think looks awesome. And I think this room looks okay and it's cool and all, but let's face it, it was too much, and I was like, you know what, I'm not really digging it, so... But oops, yeah, I had to dig all this out, but I actually was digging it, I guess, technically, but I ended up really not falling in love with the design, even though I like the walls, but the ceiling and everything just kind of looked awkward, and I was not going to build something I wasn't really happy with, so there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I have tons and tons of screenshots taken over the years to show how this world started and where it is now, which I think is quite neat. So I got random things placed in this room just because this is where this is my workstation. Also, this was supposed to be placed on top of that bookshelf. Somehow it ended up in here. I should probably have mentioned that earlier because I'm sure there's people confused. And then these random things. This is Vern, the cactus. That is an inside joke. These 2 string, I believe, came from a Strider, and then this is the golden axe of a piglin brute, and this is a map of what was the area. It's clearly outdated because you can see there's a structure that's sat over there that's not there anymore, and there used to be a canal coming off the side of my base that's no longer there. Let's come up to the next floor here. This is ground level. As you can see out these windows here. I added them in because it's a lot easier to see if there's mobs hanging out around you, or pillagers, because they like to knock on my door and try to sell me stuff, along with the trader. And then this is I forgot there is stuff up here. So this is the I guess deck level, if you want to call it that. Everything's designed to be a little bit off the ground, mainly so mobs stay below you, but technically I'm below the mobs because I sleep in the basement. We got 2 towers on either side. Everything is built identically, as you can tell. If you go over to this side, this is the brewing room, and this is my ideal setup for a brewing room. So you got the nether wart stand right in the middle. I love these trapdoors. They look good. They just make them look like little planer boxes. A little bit of nether wart in there. We got the cauldron, which, meh, it's there. I never really brew potions anymore, to be honest. On this side, and yes, these doors all lead the same way. It's just for ease of access. Over this way, same tower, same size, but this one fits the enchanting room with the end rods. I think the end rods look great because the little particles coming off them, it just all looks like a kind of a magical little setup here. And I love the windows. It's just nice being able to get on this side and kind of have a sneak peek out over the land, which I don't know about you, but I think that's quite cool. You got the full power just flowing into the enchanted table. The enchanted table? Oh well. And then this bridge was going to be a tower that would be in the back. It was going to be this size, and it was going to be for like the dragon egg, but I actually ended up not building it. But I left the bridge here just in case I decide to build something back here at some point, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, and then this path connects to stairs on either side, and yeah, so there's beacons all over the place from areas I'm working in and using haste 2 to mine. That, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself. I shouldn't point at things. I need to walk down to them and show them off properly. So let's quickly sleep, and then I'll go ahead and give the rest of the tour, I guess. It probably won't be the definitive tour. Also, this is my cat, Jet. Yeah, hello. So, it's not going to be the definitive tour, but it's giving everybody a rough idea. So, if you see something in the distance and you watch the stream back or something, that you can get familiar with it, because this is the world I'm going to be live streaming mostly. And the other worlds, like the Minecraft playthrough and the Adventuring in Minecraft series, I don't plan on doing lives on those for a while until I get caught up with my uploads, because I have pre-recorded so many stuff and I'm way further ahead than the videos, so it doesn't make sense to really show those off quite yet, because like right now I'm just about done with the basement of the house. So yeah, if I popped on there right now, you'd be like, wait a minute, we haven't seen this yet, so it just doesn't make sense. So here's a look at the house from a distance. I have very subtle landscaping just around it, but I need to do some landscaping around the towers too. But it's a really simple base, but it is completely functional while also looking good, so I quite like it. So if we come down the steps here, you can see that this is all sitting atop a retaining wall, because this was a big hill that was here before. It was just a mess. So I tidied it up. And yeah, everything works quite well. It's most certainly still under construction. Now this little pit in the ground, this is man, this is really hard to talk about without showing the actual images, like the screenshots from early game, but this is the new version of my house, whereas originally the house sat right here on this spot, and this didn't exist. Like, the house was still up on that level, on a hill, but this part of the hill that came out to about where the road is there, I demolished all that because it looked so awful, and because, as you can see with the ladders, it had a 2-block middle, which meant double doors, double everything, and I was not proud of it. And this is very old, as you can tell. The storage room design looks really basic, and like, yeah, it still exists down here. Everything's sort of intact. And then in here there was a yeah, look, first time you've seen me do redstone ever. That's the first time I've shown it, but yeah, this used to be like a preparation room with a map wall. Unfortunately, a bug or something, maybe it was a creeper, I don't remember, something destroyed the map, so I lost a bunch of hard work. This was a emergency enchanting area, hence the grindstone. But this area is just ugly, and it's been covered over because I'm just not proud of it. But anyways, that's pretty much that. This just has some random stuff. The terracotta blocks when those first came out, and yeah, there's just stuff, which is it is what it is. Over there, the wood framing is where a bee farm was gonna be. However, a bee farm was gonna be, but I ended up holding back and waiting until I find a more permanent place. This is the design for a barn that I intended on building, but I think I actually altered my design, and that's just laying there. As you can see, the wall is yeah, it's pretty much the same on every side. It's like 9 middle block and then 9, I believe. Don't really care to count. This is an old school I guess it's technically, it used to be mountains or whatever, but you get the idea. This down here is a mob grinder, which is cool, I guess. I need to put my leggings back on. I forgot. There we go. I took them off for the short, and it has a beacon on top of it right now because, well, it literally, I was using it to clear this area out with the intent on connecting it to the house, but it's just a zombie spawner. It's just chilling right here, and I cleaned it up. I actually like the design and everything, and as you can see, I was beginning to cover it over with grass, but this is for unenchanting the armor. I don't know if I have it torched up or if I just haven't been here long enough, but this thing used to work quite well. But oh, here we go. Yeah, you kind of get the idea. So you could take your armor off and put it on here, so you could get the full XP yourself. Also, can you not destroy? Oh, I was gonna say, why didn't I destroy it? There we go. So if you wait here long enough, it's pretty straightforward. It's a mob spawner. My design, I guess I didn't take anybody's like super efficient whatever strategy. I built it. So it's nice. I need to take down the beacon. The beacon's been there for way longer than I'd like to admit. So I haven't been working on this world very much. Hence all the flat, unused terrain. So a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, it looks so plain. Well, yeah, I mean, everything got torn down. There used to be structures all over the place, but it doesn't look pretty. And here's one of the surviving structures. And what's in here? Black concrete, a bunch of cobblestone, plenty of gravel, which is quite useful. But this area got actually taken down, obviously, by 3 blocks. It used to be up higher. This whole area was mountain. I'm sure you can tell by the strange terrain. So the mountain was about, well, it was actually this high for the most part, and it went all the way up to the house. So this, literally the whole area was about that big, and then I cleared it out by hand before I had a beacon. So yeah, it would have been nice to have haste too, but I did it all by hand with a diamond pickaxe with mending. Hopefully you could hear me while I grab the tissue. My nose is actually running today, and I don't know why. Gosh, it is quite hot in here. Maybe that has something to do with it. But this room was going to be my villager trading hall, and it was going to be cool. And this basically was me. I wanted to make a structure that was a perfect circle, and I worked out the math and everything, and this is what I came up with. So it's like a circle inside of a circle. Figuring out this little circle, though, was a pain in the butt. I know that. Um, but yeah, I just dug this out, and it was kind of cool. I was like, wow, I've always wanted to build a perfect circle in Minecraft like this, but um, yeah, I never really did anything with it, as you can see. I don't even think there's stairs that go up to the top floor anymore. No, you'd have to ender pearl, but there's nothing up there. Those are just empty walls with little tunnels in them. And yeah, here's when beds couldn't even be dyed. That's kind of cool. Anywho, I had all these things to smelt the materials to make this, but that's what this is all about. It was going to be a trading hall, but I've left it up just because one day I'm sure I can turn that into something. And that's what I like doing on this world, is taking my old structures and breathing some life into them, and I think that's quite cool. So this area was actually originally going to be a farm, but I ended up changing my mind because I built it and it looked awful. So I should briefly talk about the landscaping. I've only started on this side, and I just have these spruce trees, and it's going to be the same on the other side. It's just I've only worked on this side so far because I'm developing that side of the base mostly. So I figured that was probably worth explaining. This is the fountain. Not really much to say about it. I love the flowers. These are my favorite flowers in the game, so that's what the theme is kind of based around, is spruce trees and the peonies or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my head. We got a sea lantern there and some end rods. This is just an original design that I came up with. I'm sure somebody else built it first, but as far as I know, I did that. Here's where the beacon actually used to be here. Area is where the beacon was, and it had 5 beacons on top. Yeah, it had 5. It was a massive beacon, and it had 5 of these, but obviously the other 2 are there, and there's a spare one back there, plus the 2 that I had. You know, I said I have quite a few beacons, but some of the blocks to do that are just hanging out in here, and some of the decorations, like, they were colored. They were red, white, and blue, not because, oh, America, but just because I thought it looked pretty. So that's why I built it. Also, these towers have lightning rods, so sometimes it's kind of cool to see the lightning strike the top of them, which is just cool. Underneath here, underneath this area, there is a little bit of water, and then there's a secret underwater base, because this used to be like a giant pond area. I just kind of covered it over to make space, and there is a conduit down there, a fully powered conduit. Right here used to be a museum, and it was constructed out of birch, stone brick, and this blue terracotta. I left all the materials in here because I intend on rebuilding that in my modern style. It's kind of something I've wanted to do for a long time, so that hopefully that's something I can live stream. As you can hear, there's monsters under the ground because a lot of it is just areas that I used to use that aren't used anymore. They're just buried. This is some underwater update aquatic stuff, because down there was going to be the actual conduit, like the one that I would display, but yeah, I still haven't found a place to actually permanently rest the conduit. This area it's all the way back here because there used to be a big path that came around this area, but this is a nether wart / brewing area, and yeah, it used to be cool, but now there's no longer any need for it, unfortunately. So one day I have to tear this down, but I love the structure design. I never build with quartz, so ideally the plan is in the future to build something out of quartz in this style, because I always like the look of it. It looks really cool, and yeah, I like it. It's very modern feeling, I guess. This beacon's just for looks because it looks really nice on the top of that little hill. I love the little hill. Also, before people start asking me later, this world was generated in 1.8, I believe, at the oldest 1.7 point whatever, but as far as I remember, this was generated in 1.8, like right when the Guardians were added and stuff. So this world's like 10 years old or something like that. It's been around for a while. Have I played on it all that time? Definitely not. Also, I meant to go get food from the farm, but I've been too busy with the tour. I'll show you my enchantments on my gear in a second, just so you can see what I'm using. But these are just really just maxed out things. Super expensive, but same thing with the armor. Just kind of accomplished that over time, I guess. There's really nothing to say on that. Enchanting's kind of boring. It's fun to get the upgrades, but after a while, once you have mending and stuff, you're kind of set for the rest of the game, as long as you don't mess up and lose it all. This structure over here was the actual mending duel. Was the actual villager trading hall and was for a while, but it is now defunct. So there used to be a fence that surrounded my whole base, and this was right on the edge, and that's a villager breeder right there. There was a tunnel underground, and it goes underneath all this. You can actually see this is the portion that went under the water, and it went right up into this building, and they could be placed here. And then that's when I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna go build this over here. And then this became defunct, and I never ended up liking that enough to use it anyway. So it's a pretty basic structure. It almost looks like a military thing, but I'm sure you get the idea. All these stalls with minecarts, and yeah, they came up out of the ground. I could move the things however I needed them, and yeah, that's how it worked. And these are just filled with some random materials. So I literally split this hill in half to build that, and I cleared off all the woods back here, but I ended up never building anything back here either. So this was supposed to be something, and it just never happened. I have the hiccups really bad. So let's just head back this way. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is. This is quite an ugly structure as well, in my opinion. But one day this will not be repurposed. This will probably just be torn down. So yeah, this is all the not the original. This is when I started playing on this world again. I left my original base intact. I didn't touch it. So I never wanted to try to fix up my old base and ruin it. I wanted to leave the buildings and structures exactly how they were and how I remembered it, so they're preserved, and I can just look back on them fondly. And then I moved over this way, and this is everything I built modern day. Here's the villager breeder, which is just full of random villagers, and yes, it starts raids all the time. But this area is way too easy and flat for the pillagers to try to raid, so they get crushed quite quickly. And as you can see on this side, the landscaping looks a lot better. I added in the lanterns on the path, and I'm not quite sure I like them. So again, I just started renovating this place again. Like, I just started up again recently, so I'm not quite sure that everything is set in stone. However, I'm trying. I'm seeing what works and what doesn't. But we're gonna get a little bit of bread so I can continue my tour. This is a brand new farm, though. I just built this maybe a month or so ago. Maybe? Actually, it might be longer than that. I think I might have started this project months ago, and I just now finished it. But the last addition was these little ender rods. I thought kind of matched the theme of the base, and were a good way to light up that middle path rather than sticking torches down. Yada yada yada. You get the idea. Good thing I got this hoe on me. Okay, there's that, and let's quickly. Should be able to reach the crafting table and eat, so I can start running around the place. Never finished planting these in though, but this farm is made to be just ginormous for the looks of it rather than functionality, because it makes more than enough. Well, sorry, I said that wrong. It's completely functional, but it's way bigger than I need it to be. So, in that sense, it's made to look cool. Creeper in a boat. Creeper in a boat. I guess we'll just replant this, and after I empty my inventory, we'll try to actually do some farming. But we'll call this like an introductory stream to this base in particular, so that anybody who watches after can, one, see, oh, he did a stream the other day, and that I plan on doing some more. And once that's all set in stone, everybody can be familiar with the world, and yeah, from then on we could just work on actually building some fun stuff. This is a world I only play on when I actually have ideas, though, so you won't probably see me playing on this unless an update comes out, because this is the world I check the updates out on first, and then everything else gets... am I saying that right? I check the updates out on this world first, but I only build on this world and play on it once I actually have ideas, because if I just played on this world just to play on it, it would honestly probably get quite boring quite fast. So yeah, the reason I play that way is because if I just build stuff willy-nilly, then I'm going to build stuff I don't like, and I'm going to end up having to tear it down. So it saves a lot of trial and error. Let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and make the rest of this bread. Potatoes is my favorite source of food, but I can't really wait to smelt or cook potatoes right now, so we're waiting. Alright. Oh my gosh. Hush, hush! Creeper in the boat. Creeper in the boat. Will he blow up if I get close? I bet he would. Oh yeah, he would. Creeper in the boat. Creeper no longer in the boat. So this used to be a hill that was probably about up to here in height, and it came all the way out to here. This was the edge of the wall. I just cleared that out. That is the most recent thing I did in this world, and I did it with shaders, and that was an awful idea because my computer was trying to generate all the stone and dirt I was digging up, plus it was doing shaders, and yeah, that was not my best idea. Apparently I had this hanging around for some reason, which seems to be filled with some deep dark stuff, or whatever the case may be. What is this for? Was there coal here? I'm guessing there was probably some coal here. That is a natural. That was not me. But there used to be a minecart track that went from my base here all the way along over to my old base, which is the OG. This is where World Spawn is over there, and that is my first ever house. And I guess we will go check that out really quick. But yeah, when I start working on this world, we're going to be building probably over in this area. And if I have time today, that's what we'll be doing. If not, it will be the next time that I stream on this world. Assuming that I have a plan for that area. Right now I'm thinking a barn is the right move, but if we come down here, and I'm going to keep my head down so you can't see. Also, yeah, I just tried to cover over some of this river, and yeah, it looks bad, I know. This area over here, generally right around here is World Spawn. And as you can see, this is my beautiful sign. I'm keeping my head down, keeping my head down. This is going to be the oh so fancy reveal. I'm gonna go back behind this little waterfall, and you'll get the full magical experience. Ooh, ooh. So this is my first base, and whoa, and this tunnel leads really far away. Maybe I'll show that off another day. Let's do this. Boy, she's a beauty. Wow, look at that. Stained glass, white. Cow in the moat. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Oh, look at that hill. Oh. Now, this is a fine looking base. It says, welcome to J-Man Freaks Base. That was my old Minecraft username, and somehow it managed to get changed. I have no idea how I did that, especially because I don't think you can change the name of your Minecraft account, but it ended up being super Sessy now, so it's strange, but that's neat trivia, and in case you didn't know, that's the exit. And look at this. Old school Minecraft goodness. I couldn't tell you what that's about. This used to be a 2-block wide thing, and I think I didn't like that, and I tried to change it because this is a 1-block middle, so I don't really know what's happening here, but don't ask me. Also, I don't even know what the daylight sensor is doing there, but again, don't ask me. So this is the opening room. Man, this feels like old Minecraft when you're in here, because this is what people did. Here's my couch. This used to be black wool, and it was like a TV, and it was kind of whatever. Did I leave a shulker box somewhere? I swear I just saw one. I'm tripping. Whatever. So the way this worked, and if I take a look outside, you will understand that's why the house is shaped the way it is it was just a box, right? And then, oh, I need to add in this room onto my house. Oh, well, I'll build another box. And then you build that. And then you build this and that. And that's why it is shaped the way it is. I would love to get in creative mode one day. Oh, I see we have a comment from... Sorry, I need to be checking chat. After seeing this world, I could say you really have the potential if you just continue. Just get... Oh, sorry. Don't get intimidated by other Minecraft YouTubers because your content is different in a good way. Thank you so much. I always appreciate your comments. They really brighten my day. For real. And I don't get to say that enough in my videos because I don't want to annoy people. But yeah, it is so great. And I always talk about community and stuff. And it really, without getting all emotional, you know. This is the kind of community I want to build. It's just good people, you know, who can all talk about something peacefully. We can all enjoy something together without arguing. So that's what I've always wanted to do. I don't know if you're in the chat anymore because my thing's a little bit behind and it may not be showing me all the viewers. But if you're still here, thank you. Seriously, you are awesome. So let's keep on trucking here. This is my bedroom. It used to have a balcony, like a little deck area, but I sealed up the door because I didn't like it, and yeah, now it's just there. So there's that. Here's a random chest that I think used to be placed here. I don't know what happened. And then everything links up in this house. And then if we climb up, there's a random tower. This is a random, like, castle-y tower. And as you can see, this ended up inspiring that, if you can believe that. It's, like, insane. I mean, like, never. When I built this base, and this is a quick overview, like you can see, we'll get to all this. We went from this to that over there. It's just, isn't it amazing? I don't even think this is equal. Like, it's not even built right. It's all wonky. But, anywho, it was cool that I could get up there and take a look around. There's I think that's my first chainmail thing. And this is the first time I made dyed leather armor. So, I have that. This was the first addition onto the house. So, this was the main room. This did not exist yet. It was just this box here. None of that. Just this? Oh, I need a new area. Okay, well, I added the upstairs, but before we can check out the upstairs, also this didn't exist yet, and I'll explain that train wreck in a minute. This downstairs area is quite special as well. This was my original enchanting room. It used to be like books all the way up to here, and that's why you can see the ugly walls. I need to add them back in, but when I came back to this world, I needed an enchanting room really quick for the new house, so I took the bookshelves off. As you can see, the remnants that this used to be an enchanting room, and this was some sort of a pet room, and an iron golem used to live back here, and the now broken redstone. So mobs would spawn down here, and I didn't like light it up all the way, and because I was lazy, I made an iron golem to take care of it. It's kind of weird, I know, but now this was some sort of pet room because I liked having animals. I really did. Cats, dogs. They all just hung out down here. And I don't know if this room was something else before, and then I made it into this, but for the longest time, it's been an animal where I kept all my dogs because I was tired of them just being all over the house. I think the concept, like the wood and stuff, I think it was very like Stampy inspired because at the time I was watching Stampy, and mind you, this was 10 years ago, so I was quite young, so I mean, you don't have to be young to watch Stampy. His stuff is awesome. So, this used to be all the stuff for breeding and feeding, and this dog has escaped. But some of them have dyed collars, I think, to mark who was like the OG dogs. But yeah, that's the downstairs area. I think the first real edition. This did not exist either, by the way. This was added. Oh, I don't know when, but it was one of the last things I did in this base before I ended up moving on when I returned to this world. This used to be the storage area. These were all chests on the walls, but I believe they were taken down for lag at the time or something. But there was double chests and then cobblestone pillars. So it was chest, cobblestone pillar, chest, cobblestone pillar, and that's what the design was. Then I ended up running out of room, and I started placing them all over this lookout area. It's kind of a train wreck. Also, you can see the beautiful shrubs and the waterfall there. Which honestly doesn't look bad for my first base, but it's still not pretty by any means. Yeah, some nether stuff in there, and this was where I built my nether portal. There's actually a little bit of a story behind this, and I'll explain this in a minute. But when I built the nether portal, it used to be... I hate jumping around and confusing people, but it was built out here. This was the nether portal room. And I ended up wanting, like, an actual nether portal room. So, and this is when I'm trying to, like, go, you know, get ready for the Ender Dragon. Like, I was getting the blaze rods and stuff, because it was my first time playing the game. I was still learning Minecraft, because, you know, the game was not, like, I guess, super easy, I guess, at the time. Like, you still, like, if you weren't on YouTube and watching stuff, you had to figure it out, and that's kind of what I was doing. I watched some Minecraft stuff on YouTube, but I was still learning everything myself, playing the game for the first time. And I built this nether portal room. I have the iron doors because I had heard a rumor that the zombie pigmen would enter into your base and whatnot, and I didn't know what to do, so I put those down because somebody had told me, yeah, if you put those down, they can't get through. This chest was designed to hold my belongings before I went into the nether, like precious stuff, and then when I got out, I could grab it. And then the other one was to unload these items. Also, I don't know why there's a Bane of Arthropod sword here. I'm guessing it was a junk sword before the grindstone was added, and I just didn't want it anymore. So I could add in all the nether stuff that I brought back that I did not want in my pockets. So netherrack, quartz, of course the quartz slabs, and bones from the wither skeletons. Also, I'm a believer in they should add wither skeleton bones into the game and give them some sort of really cool use, like crafting a weapon that inflicts wither. Pumpkins and redstone blood. This was the very first thing I ever really got creative about, is I'm like, oh my gosh, I could use redstone as blood Yeah, I think everybody had that moment. Also, I deactivated this portal, but this is exactly where it was. As you can tell by the design in the floor, that's where it was intended to go. This room is very ugly, but it's so precious to me because look at this. Like, I'm designing this thing and I want it to look cool. And I come up with this checkerboard ceiling, whatever kind of floor this is that looks like nethery. And why are there the columns? I don't know. But these are super sweet memories. Also, it's nighttime. I do like this idea, though, the window outlook, where you can literally just kind of look for a minute and take it all in. Down here, also, I don't know why I went with the checkerboard look. I think it's just because I was trying to be cool. I'm pretty sure it used to be one color, though, and I'm pretty sure it was spruce, but hence the walls and stuff. But I think when I started the tree farm over that way, which I'll show later, is when I changed the floor because I thought this looked cooler. The next addition was this and this. They came at the same time. This wall used to not be here. It was added later. One of the last things that I did when I was in this world originally. Like if we're talking about errors, you have when I made the world and it was my survival world that I played on. And then the second era, I went on and I made a new world and I played on that. And I forgot about this world. It was out of sight, out of mind. I got a new computer. I didn't move the world over. I didn't care about this world anymore. And then the third phase is me returning to this world. So this was added right at the end of like the phase 1. This is a very gorgeous. I feel like a realtor right now. This is a very gorgeous, pristine crafting room. As you can see, very modern designs. Yeah, you can tell this is just like very OG Minecraft, just over the top. Like, why are all these here? When are you ever going to use all of these? Why are they alternating? We could ask these questions all day long. There used to be chests all the way above these with all the crafting stuff, which actually was a really cool idea. And here's some remnants of that. For whatever reason, these are all gone now. But as you can see, right in the spaces, there would be chests. And that room used to end right here, but like I said, I added this addition onto the house, which, you know, added the tower. And at the time, this was like a garage, I think. It was like meant to look like a garage or something like that, but it wasn't an actual garage because, you know, I didn't have a car and I didn't build a Minecraft car. I didn't know how to build a Minecraft car. But it was like a garage for storage or something like that. It wasn't meant to be... It was meant to, like, look like a garage on a house, but used in a Minecraft-y way. So, if that makes any sense. This used to be like a stone structure slapped on the end. But I'm glad it ended up becoming this awful-looking tower. Because, obviously, it inspired me tenfold. I forget what was in this room, but there was something in this. It's almost like a closet. But I couldn't tell you, it's been so long. I got all these exits that go to the backyard, but before we can do that, this, like I said, the nether portal was as far as I know, the last thing I ever built, and it was the updated nether portal. And this thing is interesting. And I believe that's because I was like, man, this one up here is ugly, but I don't want to tear it down. I'm so glad I didn't, because if I tore it down, I'd be so sad. But I ended up building this, and I'm glad I did. So, well, I was glad at the time. I never really ended up using it. I built it, and then that's when I quit playing on this world. And over here, another later addition to the house. This one truly never got used. So the way this worked is there used to be a doorway here that led into this room that you can see through the glass. This was a stable that was built onto the house, and it was for my horse. I got a horse at the time, and I was proud of it because the horses spawned really far away, and I brought one back, and I had it in here, and it had hay bales and stuff. And as you can see, that was probably a wooden door from the outside to get into this place, and then it had a big door with a gate for a horse to ride out of. I ended up building an actual stable, which you probably saw already, but this water tube was constructed by it so I could have a awesome upstairs area at the time, because I thought this was going to be my new bedroom, and I ended up changing my mind. I don't know what happened up here. I don't know why I built this the way I did. And then you have this nether brick portion, because this is the ceiling of the nether portal room, and couldn't cover it over, and I didn't have carpet. This was a brewing area. I don't know why this was up here, but this was my brewing area. And I used to have a bed up here for a little bit, and then I had a balcony. And the only reason I had this, that's the stable I'm talking about. The only reason I had this was because the balcony was not for just looking out over the base, which I think it does quite well, but it was because I needed roof access to kill monsters on the roof that wouldn't let me sleep and different things. And I just screwed myself because I forgot. I never added a way to get back up because it blocked the skylights. Here. But anyways, like I was saying, everything feels so Minecrafty. Like, this is how people built back in the day when they were, you made use of the very limited blocks. And then before Update Aquatic, which added, swimming and swimming quickly, you slowly would rise up in the water about this fast. And you needed the sign to be able to breathe so you didn't die on the way up. I don't even know why there's wool here. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, this is that. And then, everybody had a water elevator in their house, and I wanted one too, so I built this. And then it had this downstairs area. Oh, this, as you can see, connected to the dog place. That's why this is abruptly here, because I was like, no, I don't care. I'm building it. This is a very creepy area. I could not tell you what the heck I was thinking when I built this, but this became the brewing room that I never used, and this became the ultimate storage area. It looks very ultimate, doesn't it? So what's going on here? This was was made out of nether brick. Here, the walls were all nether brick. This was a very dark, scary looking room for no reason. And I built this, and it's got water and all that. Okay, why are you showing us this? I don't know. I don't know why I built it. It goes to nowhere. I could not tell you why I built this, but I did. And there was nether portals built into the design. I could not tell you why I did that. I couldn't tell you what I was thinking. But, here you go. And here's like an old mine. Gosh, I could not begin to tell you what was going on here. And then there was this. I'm quite uncertain what this area is, but somewhere nearby, potentially here, I'm not exactly sure. This may very well be where I spent my first night in the world, because my house is built on top of it. Where I spent my first night. I spent my first night in a cave, and I was terrified. I did not know what I was doing, and yeah. Unfortunately, I do not know where that is exactly, but yeah, that's this downstairs area, which, at the time, like I said, you swim up so slow, but look, here I am in the future, and you can swim super fast up these things. You don't need the signs. So that's that. Now we're ready to look at the mega jukebox with the notes and everything, and a couple music discs that I have left. Let's take a look outside. We got daylight sensors that I apparently didn't know how I was using. Oh, somebody came in and commented, Master Dista, I believe that is, or Dista, commented 6. Thank you. Sorry that I missed your chat when you were in the stream. I need to get better at checking chat. I wish people would just blow me up so I could get used to it or something. But I get better, I promise. This is a little like something. I built this to keep me out of the rain, but I ended up trying to make it look fancy and cool, and it doesn't look fancy or cool, but it keeps you out of the rain. So this is the roof of the nether portal room down there. This was, I thought, really creative about this. I made stripes like I was mowing my lawn, and it looked fancy because this area was like super mega awesome, whatever. So I thought that looked cool. That's why you built anything on Minecraft, was, oh, this looks cool, so I built it. I couldn't tell you, but it's still here. This used to be where I kept my dragon egg. When I slayed the dragon, this block is what it rested on, and there used to be a little monument around here. Hence the fancy grass, but I ended up getting rid of it for some reason, and I believe to accommodate this. So I told you this was originally the nether portal thing, and this is where it was originally constructed, which is completely true. Now, what is not so true is it didn't look like this. It was, matter of fact, probably only a couple blocks wide each direction, and probably about the same heights. And this is the exact path that linked up to the house back in the day. And yeah, the nether portal used to be contained out here because I did not want the creepy portal in my house. It was spooky. You don't, you know. So I built it out here. And obviously it was a little inconvenient, and I ended up building it in my house. However, I ended up renovating this. It was actually, I remember it was made out of, what is it? The white block. Shoot, what is that called? It's, I'm sure I have some around here. That one ugly block nobody likes. Shoot, I can't think of it. What people call the bird poop block. Shoot, I used to build with it because it's all I ever had. Do I really not have any on hand? Oh, here we go. Diorite. Diorite. Or that's what I call it. Some people call it random things like diorite. Yeah, well, we're going to call it diorite. Also, classic Minecraft trash can, you know. Let's show its functionality. Beautiful. But it used to be made out of that. And the nether portal was in here. And yeah, you wanted to go to the nether. You walked out here. And yeah, you basically got killed. And that was all that was here. Was a little tiny wooden house. And a little nether portal room. And I ended up converting it into probably my favorite structure in the base. Besides my house is a farm. And it used to make sense, but now it doesn't make sense. But I liked the wooden idea. I really liked this place when I first built it. Also, I don't know why there's birch trees there. I never even really noticed that they were there. I've never paid attention. This is a fountain, which was a necessity of any classic Minecraft base back in the day. More of these classic redstone lamps. Because I hated the glowstone look. I thought it looked ugly. I still kind of do. This is where my hatred for the jungles came from, is having one right by my house. But what was cool is this is a little tiny plains biome. Right here. It's an island between mountain, spruce, jungle. And it was perfect for me. It was quite literally perfect. This area here was the OG beacon monument right here. And then I built I got my second beacon, and I was like, well, I wanted to display this one too. So I built a double beacon monument, and these were surrounded by water. That's what it was like this. But because the beacons are now missing, now they're just watery whatevers. So they were side by side, and they had the glass, and and then I left this because I'm lazy. And why are there hoppers? I couldn't tell you why there's hoppers. You tell me why there's hoppers. Every Minecraft world was also not complete without some pixel art. And when I ran out of space in there before I made the basement portion, I made a chest for my chests. Honestly, I really like this thing. It looks good, and it holds up to this day for how basic it is. And I literally put a chest on the ground, and I kept looking at it and building, and this is what I built. So yeah, this dock over here, which for whatever reason has no way to get to from here. You have to come out this way, even though that defeats the purpose. I couldn't tell you. Why is there a double-decker dock, you may be asking? Well, I can explain. this was a single story dock for a long time. And then when I started getting into the TMNT movies, when ironically, because I'm doing the Turtles playthroughs on my channel right now, which unfortunately I'm going to not be recording for a little bit. So hang tight on those. I'll be back to that series eventually. But at the end of the second movie, without spoiling it too much, actually, you know, never mind. That movie came out in the 90s. If you haven't seen it at this point, then yeah, you can skip probably 15 seconds ahead if you're watching this back. But at the end of the movie, the turtles are like on top of the dock. They say cowabunga. They high five. But Shredder is not defeated, and Super Shredder is underneath the dock. He would be down there. He tears down the top half. They fall down to the bottom half, and they have a climactic battle that was really lame. It was cool in concept, but unfortunately, Super Shredder did not last very long in the movie. But the real reason I built it was I was inspired by that, because I was like, oh, it's cool that there's like a part below the dock, because I've only seen like piers and docks in real life that are one story. They never had a bottom half. And because when I was fishing, I didn't like standing out in the rain. I didn't like hearing the or seeing it across my screen. I could stay. I had rain cover, so that's what inspired me. And then I built this ladder here to get on top so that I could literally do this. This is all. And I would just keep doing that because I am quite intelligent. And up there is the same thing. It's quite literally a little room with nothing inside of it. Nothing. It's literally empty. And a diving board so I could jump off down into the water, which I'll probably show off a different day. Also, it was for the old advancement called like When Pigs Fly or something like that, where you had to ride a pig off a cliff. And that wasn't tall enough, so it made me mad. You're probably wondering what this potato looking thing is. This used to be a bunny, and it actually did look like a Minecraft bunny. And for whatever reason, I took off the things that made it look like a bunny, and now it looks like a potato. But yeah, I used to breed bunnies, and it was cool. And the only time they died is if they escaped and would run into my cactus farm. So yeah, I just bred them because I thought they were cute. So it doesn't get much more simple than that. So when 1.9 was announced and you could revive the dragon and do all these cool things, and I heard there was going to be dragon heads and elytras and all that cool stuff, I had my dragon monument, with the egg monument I talked about earlier at the time. Yes, and this is another beacon. Don't even ask me why. I got my third beacon and the power just went to my head, and I had 4 beacon monuments within like 3 yards of each other. I don't know what happened. I'm glad that I'm better now. So I was instantly inspired to make this better monument. When the update comes out, I'm gonna have this end stone pathway and purple blocks lining it, and here in the middle where this torch was, the dragon egg, and beside it a sign that marked the day that the dragon died, because that's what used to be over there. Unfortunately, a creeper blew that up, and I'm so angry. I had the date and the time that I first slayed the dragon ever, and oh my gosh, you might have these new cores plants around it. Yeah, it never happened. I stopped playing, and I started a new world. This is the cactus farm and the sugarcane farm. Pretty basic. I love that I have bunnies though. That's so cute. I made the stable to get the horse out of my house. I tried to build a swimming pool because this must have been maybe over a summer or something, and I was kind of inspired. I wanted to build something cool. Everybody wants to build something cool, and this is the reason I have the same philosophy that I have in my YouTube videos now, is that if I'm going to build something, it has to be functional, because this happens. You end up with that. You end up with, okay, that's a farm. But you end up with useless things that dot the landscape that, if this wasn't nostalgic, I'd have to tear this down. And as you can see, I never finished digging out the pool, but you get the idea. It was just going to be a little pool, and then you got these obviously extremely realistic beach umbrellas and beach towels that you would sunbathe on. So it's kind of cool. You know, you can see the creativity was quite limited at the time. But this was the stables, and obviously this is the house, and this are the reason that I am so picky about the math of my builds, is because I tell you, if you don't count things out and you don't do a 1 block middle, you're going to end up with a nightmare. And this is one of those nightmares. You got this 2 block middle, so then you come in, and this is off to the left. It's not centered. None of this is centered at all. So you got, like, for instance, this wall, no wall. The windows are all wonky. This is a 3x3, 3x3, 3x3. What the heck is that? If we look up here, we got this going along every other block, and then that's empty, whereas that one has those on the side. I like the idea, but clearly I was new to building, and that's why it looks so bad. So there's that. This is probably one of the, oh, there's another bunny that got out. This is probably the best build I ever made in the base back in the day. I wanted to, hang on, you know, I kind of got creative. Oh, he dropped an iron ingot. That's cool. Oh, I already picked it up. Never mind. Oh, I thought there was a pillager in there for a second. Anyways, I'll show off that in a second. But this was the me trying to be creative and build something I hadn't done before, and honestly, it kind of holds up. I got vines growing on it, some nature, like the, you know, these are like big shrubby vines, you know, growth growing over top of it. It's supposed to look overgrown, and this was where I kept all the plants. And it was kind of like a way to preserve them. So in case, for whatever reason, I forgot to replant something, guess what? I have everything stashed in here so they're not going extinct. And that's kind of what this place was. And then the reason I built it where I did is because this was me trying to learn how to farm mushrooms. And I never learned how to do it. I planted them in a row, expecting them to grow. They never did. Never. And I still don't know how to do it to this day. I never learned. So that's why I built this area. Honestly, I think it still looks quite good. I need to update the sword to be netherite. I never did. I got the ancient debris that I needed, and I called it good. So if we come in here, this is a very ugly lifeguard tower, and somehow you're supposed to sit on this. It works, I guess. This is a nether brick diving board, because why wouldn't you make your diving board out of nether brick? There we go. And then this gate leads to a bridge that goes into the jungle. This is a extremely outdated jungle. Never found like a jungle tipple or anything cool in there. However, there is a big giant like lake in the middle of it, which looks really cool, and that's where I was able to, oh, that was cool. That's where I actually fished and got my bamboo that I have in my world. I didn't get it from a actual jungle. I got it from like the new jungle bamboo biome things. I got it from fishing. We're gonna go ahead and sleep just so that you guys can see things better and not worry about rain and lightning. And in my area right now, we have some thunderstorms moving in, so it's going to be a good night to sleep. Yeah, I think this stream will just be simply a tour of the world, and then in a future installment of the streaming series, I will show some building and whatnot. So I think that's cool. As you can see, I built some very random things going in and out of the jungle for no real reason. If we come this way, you can see a mob spawner that is broken at the bottom. Or sorry, yeah, I guess it's a mob spawner. There's no spawner inside. It's just a dark room. And when I first built it, it didn't work, and I was devastated. I spent all this time, and I got all this stone, and it doesn't work. As you can see, it's the old classic design where these are the water channels. This is the dark room with the platforms. Yada yada yada. It didn't work for a very long time, and then one fateful day, during an update or something, also this is because a creeper blew it up recently. One fateful day during an update, it finally worked. Something changed and they started spawning. I'm guessing they updated the spawn rate or something new. But yeah, it still works to this day, but I never used it very often. This is actually something quite special. One of the first things I built when I started building this base was this, and it was a model of my skin. My skin has been pretty much the same since I started Minecraft. The only difference is originally, if I take my armor off, yes, I created this skin. It's completely original. Originally, it was just, one, I was bad at art. And as you can tell the difference, if you look at the design, it's basically a floating pair of jeans. And what's missing are the shoes. Well, originally my skin was not wearing the gray sweatshirt or sweater, and it didn't have a belt either, so a lot of the stuff that you see now was just simply missing. I didn't have that at the time, and I wasn't wearing the sweatshirt. I was wearing like a white tank top, sort of like just like a white tank top undershirt that you would wear like under a dress shirt or something. And at the time, I didn't have like the details on my pants. Like if you look at my pants, you can see like there's different shades of blue to kind of make it look nice. And the belt I added in, which honestly kind of looks cool, let's be honest. The shoes were just pure white before I added these new ones in. And yeah, it was based off of that. It was just straight this color. And I never finished it. There were shoes and they were made out of quartz. So everything from the shoes up was complete. From the shoes to the waist was done. And yes, the skin did not have a belt. It was just a random button. It was the pants button. But I made the shoes, but I ended up needing the quartz to build something over here. I didn't steal it when I came back to this world. The quartz I stole from myself when I was actually still living over here way back in the day. So I'll explain something more about this in a second. This is the old, like, also you can see I have the soul speed, and it's kind of crazy, but here it is. It's kind of fun. So this was how you would, like, a trick I saw on YouTube. This was like a while into me playing on this world, is I saw this video about music discs and how, like, if a creeper would get stuck between a block and this, and he would sink, and then you would get a skeleton to come in behind him and shoot him. I think I only got it to work once, but it's still here. This was a pond that I used to fish in. I don't even think you can fish in it anymore, but I used to. It might have used to be, or it might have used to been deeper than that. But as you can see, this is literally a very small plains biome, and then it connects into the mountain biome here, which is now, I guess, technically called a hills biome. But like I was saying about this, is every year since I returned to this world and I moved over here, every year that I came back to the world, so, okay, I explained that horribly wrong. When I came back to the world for the first time, and I moved over there. Every year anniversary to when I came back to this world, I would build a monument to commemorate it. Some of them aren't around anymore. Some of them still exist. But there used to be like a rainbow beacon, which was made out of stained glass and all that. They look cool. But there used to be a rainbow beacon, and it was called like the Peace Beacon or something like that. But it was just a cool sight to behold up over the hill from my new base. And I would make one every year, but I ended up like just getting in the habit of not doing them after like my third or fourth year back on this world. But I will tell you this. If I could do one major project, like to as like some sort of commemorative anniversary for this world. Like, especially because this is, I believe, my 10th year anniversary on this world. I'm pretty darn sure, because if we go, like 20, let's say 2013, I started playing in 2012, 2013. So let's just assume 2013 at the latest. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's 10 years. So, with it being the 10th, with it being the 10th year anniversary, I want to finish this. I want to finish it. This has been here forever. I really want to see this finally be completed. It was one of the first things I ever started to do. Wouldn't it be awesome to, like, wrap up 10 years by finally completing this? You know? Going over the top, building my actual modern day skin, which has been my skin for years now, since forever. I updated this skin when I came back to this world years ago. So, yeah, if I even have a little figure of the skin sitting on my desk, by the way. He's somewhere. Oh, he's flopped over backwards with his leg in the air. He looks like he died. It is kind of funny, but I have a little version of myself who just hangs out with me. But anyways, I think for 10 years, in this streaming series, I think at the end of this year, we should do it. We should build it live with all of you guys here. So, wouldn't that be awesome? I think it would be awesome. I think that's the way to go. So, that's food for thought. That's how I want to wrap it up. So now that we've visited the old part of the base, the main part. Also, that says back to new base. I think it says, yeah, new base. I would like to show off the second area to the old base, which is the farming district, I guess you could call it. So if we come up the hill here, there's stairs, because this used to be all like a jutted out hill. If we walk up here, I built this really old cow pasture. I mean, like, this is the first, like, thing I built away from my house. So I had this, and I expanded up this way. And it's like this old rickety, like, overgrown cow pasture with, like, overgrown shrubs. I don't know why I built this the way I did, but this is what I ended up going with. Honestly, it kind of holds up to this day because the space isn't used anymore, so the overgrown pasture and all these cows does make sense. And this is where I got my leather to build all the enchantment stuff back in the day. So this place is pretty near and dear to my heart. It's got hay bales and stuff. It is what it is. It's a cute little addition to my base back in the day. And this is where the old base meets the new base. So if we come through here, this is my OG farm. Or barn, sorry. And the OG tree farm is over here, which is self-explanatory. But as you can see, this is so old in design. It is so basic. It is a box with a curved roof. And this is where I kept the sheep, the pigs, and some of the diet animals out there, which is very cool. And yeah, there used to be a silo beside of it where I would fill it with hay bales for storage. But yeah, this thing has survived the test of time, and yeah, this is my very first barn. Now, this is one of the surviving world monuments that I was talking about. This is I call this area Old Rock because it's old rock. It's old Minecraft generation, and it's been flattened out up here. This is up in the hills. But if you look over here, you have these rows of golden wheat and this structure here. And I need to show this on stream someday when I go back to the old pictures of the world. This used to be a hay field, I guess, to make hay bales for the animals. And it used to be just rows and rows and rows of wheat that went, like, from here all the way down that way. And I used to just kind of mass produce the hay bales, put them in the silo, feed them to the animals. And then there was a structure that sat up here, up on the hill. And this, before there was a beacon in it, it was just a really tall structure. And that's because I did not have a beacon at the time, and I had just started playing on my world, and I would get lost when exploring, so I built this. There was no beacon, it was just really tall, and yeah, if I got lost adventuring over here or trying to get wood, I could look for that and find my way back. And it was built on top of this old wheat field. So when I returned to Minecraft, um, and I wanted to spiffy up part of the world, I ended up redoing this area and adding this fence around it. I added the pathways because this wasn't here before. It was just a really crappy wheat field. And then over here, I added a path to it. And then I rebuilt this structure from scratch, pretty much. This is the same foundation and exactly where it stood. The only thing I did different was pretty it up. So I have pictures of what it looked like before. It looked ugly, but I fixed it up, and I, as you can see, it says 2-year world monument. I think it's really cool, like, just in concept. So it kind of, to me, looks like the Eiffel Tower in wood form. But yeah, if you look inside, there's just a beacon, and finally it got to serve its purpose and be the guiding light to anybody in the area who can't find their way home. So I never quite finished the back of it because there's land to clear, and I'm still developing this area. But yeah, this is a pretty important structure and one of the first mega builds, I guess you could say, I ever built in Minecraft survival ever. So I plan on adding on to this and making this whole area much bigger. This used to all be mountain. I cleared this off and I put an animal farm up here because this is where, you know, a giant wheat farm's at. So I made a giant 4-pin thing of all the main animals you want to farm: cows, sheep, chicken, pigs, with these gravel pathways. I built this the summer that I returned to this world, and I had a lot of, like, you know, it was summer, I was out of school, and I was a freshman in high school, and you know, I have really good memories, just me and my high school girlfriend from my freshman year. Spent a lot of nights just on like a Skype call. Skype, I think? Skype or Discord? No, Skype. And you could screen share, and I played Minecraft, and she played a game, and I spent that summer clearing away this mountain, building this, and at the time developing a base that would inevitably become this. So that's a pretty awesome memory, and I look back on those fondly just because Splatoon 2 just came out, and I was really enjoying the soundtrack, so I listened to the soundtrack of Splatoon 2 while I played this. And this all leads down into the base as we know it today. This is the modern base, and yeah, they all link up now. I will never edit anything over there. I will never take down or destroy anything. The only thing I would potentially alter is the actual statue structure, and I think that is almost just like, what better way do you celebrate 10 years in your world? So yeah, that's the tour. I think I was quite in depth. Obviously, there's some other random hidden structures around. What's that over there? I don't know. You tell me. One day I plan on really getting this world to a point. Here, let me actually sleep, and I'll end the stream with a quick overview of the world. Yeah, let's end this off appropriately by going back up to the tower where we started the tour. Oh, I just got a message from my boss. I'll have to check that out here in a minute, so it's a good time to end the stream. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this world, show it off, and show like what exactly's going on, and that there's still quite a bit to be desired. Look at all this empty space. It's basically a canvas waiting to be painted, I guess, if you want to call it that. So yeah, I mean, this used to be a hustle bustle base, and I have all the screenshots to show when one day I think a stream doing that would be cool to celebrate the 10 years. I took screenshots, and I'm so glad that I did. But look over the land. Just a lot to be done. These were massive hills that I cleared away at the time. And even though everything's rather flat, one day this will be a well-developed, well-hustle and bustle pace. And one of the first projects that I'm going to be doing on stream, hopefully, will be building the brand new barn. It will be this done right, and it will sit right here. And then the updated version of this farm, the animal farm, will be somewhere down here as well, I believe. And yeah, that's how I plan on starting the series. We're going to develop this area. Eventually, this will be all grassy and populated with structures. And this will be our base. It'll be not just my base, it will be our base. So, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Anybody watching this back, seriously, I hope we can make a fun little series out of this, because, yeah, I mean, why not? It's my OG Minecraft world, and I'd really like to explore this more, because why not? So if you guys could leave some comments down below if you're watching this back on replay. If you want to see this or anything else you want to see me stream, games or anything like that. This was more or less a test stream to see if I knew how to stream on YouTube. So if anybody wants to lend a hand with that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Some opinions and ideas. And I have a couple games to play through on the channel coming up, and plenty of Minecraft stuff to keep coming. I'm going to keep the Minecraft stuff rolling as long as I can until the game gets dry, I guess. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. So look out for the new playthroughs on the channel. Hopefully I'll have some more shorts coming up soon, and some live streams. So now I'm doing everything. I got videos, streams, and shorts all coming up. So, you know, from going from no YouTube videos to all this, I think has been great. I greatly appreciate the support that everybody's been showing on my channel recently. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.